The discovery opens a window into the artistic, spiritual, and social lives of our ancestors, highlighting their creativity, complexity, and ingenuity. One of the most groundbreaking finds in recent years emerged from Indonesia's Seloy Island, where newly uncovered cave paintings may represent the oldest known example of visual storytelling. This hunting scene, featuring human-like figures and native animals, offers more than just aesthetic value. It suggests that early humans had developed a sophisticated understanding of narrative, symbolism, and a deep connection to the natural world. The figures appear not merely as hunters, but as characters in a drama, revealing an early grasp of plot, emotion, and possibly even myth. Such complexity points to a cognitive leap forward, blurring the lines between survival-driven expression and artistic aspiration. These revelations are not limited to one region. Across the globe, prehistoric cave art continues to provide profound insights into how early humans thought, worshipped, organized society, and viewed their place within nature. In Bulgaria, the Mura Cave stands as a striking example, its walls adorned with vivid depictions of deer, goats, and long-extinct creatures like the woolly rhinoceros. Rendered in red, black, and white pigments, these images weren't merely sketched, they were brought to life with careful attention to proportion, movement, and detail. They serve both as artistic masterpieces and historical records, illustrating the fauna of the Ice Age world and the symbolic significance these animals held in the spiritual and ritual lives of early humans. In Spain, a particularly revolutionary discovery has challenged assumptions about Neanderthal cognition. In caves such as La Paisiega, paintings dating back more than 64,000 years suggest that Neanderthals, once thought incapable of abstract thought, engaged in symbolic art-making long before Homo sapiens arrived in Europe. These deliberate shapes and markings reveal a mind capable of abstraction and cultural transmission, redefining our understanding of our ancient relatives and reshaping the evolutionary narrative of intelligence and creativity. Further west, in France, the renowned Chauvet Cave, sometimes referred to as Las, contains dynamic portrayals of Ice Age animals that appear to pulse with movement and energy. Lions, mammoths, and horses are drawn with multiple limbs and varying positions to suggest motion, resembling an early form of animation. The sophistication of these depictions reflects not only exceptional artistic skill but also a spiritual reverence for the creatures, possibly linked to rituals or cosmological beliefs. Similarly, Argentina's Cave of Hands presents another profound artistic expression. These 9,300-year-old handprints, created by blowing pigment over outstretched fingers to produce negative space, represent one of the earliest known forms of stencil art. Often accompanied by hunting scenes, these prints speak to a communal and symbolic purpose. More than individual expressions, they were likely collective acts of presence, identity, and belonging. They may have served to mark territory, reinforce group cohesion, or invoke spiritual protection. The technique itself demonstrates a refined understanding of artistic method and a desire to leave a permanent mark in a fleeting world. In India, the Bhimbetka. The rock shelters of India's Bhimbetka provide an extensive visual timeline of humanity's artistic evolution, stretching over tens of thousands of years. These paintings tell a multigenerational narrative, ranging from early depictions of animals and hunting scenes to more abstract symbols and geometric patterns. The progression in style and subject matter reflects the development of human cognition, spirituality, and social organization. These shelters were not merely dwellings. They served as centers for storytelling, rituals, education, and communal gatherings, with art functioning as a vital medium of cultural transmission. In Brazil's Serra de Capivara National Park, another treasure trove of prehistoric imagery reveals itself in the form of over 30,000 rock paintings, some dating back nearly 20,000 years. These artworks go beyond daily depictions. They hint at a celestial awareness and philosophical contemplation. One striking image shows a figure seemingly gazing at the stars, suggesting an early curiosity about astronomy and a spiritual connection to the cosmos. The painted narratives span time, portraying not just hunts and family scenes but also humanity's relationship with the skies, seasons, and unseen forces. Adding further depth to this ancient narrative is portable art. Engraved stones found in the Nilgiri Hills and other remote areas are small, transportable, and adorned with intricate carvings. These artifacts indicate that symbolic expression extended beyond cave walls. It was part of a mobile cultural toolkit carried by nomadic peoples. The recurrence of similar motifs across distant regions points to a shared symbolic language or belief system that transcended local groups, hinting at early networks of trade, communication, and mutual understanding. These portable artworks helped ideas travel, promoting cohesion among scattered communities and highlighting the interconnectedness of early human societies. Preserving and protecting these cultural treasures has become increasingly urgent. Climate change, tourism, and vandalism pose serious threats to their fragile existence. In France's Chauvet Cave, access is now heavily restricted, with an exact replica created for educational purposes to prevent damage to the original 14,000-year-old paintings. These depictions of ibexes, bison, and other animals are not only beautiful but showcase remarkable technical mastery and spiritual insight. The artist's understanding of movement, perspective, and emotion is astounding, offering a glimpse into the soul of a vanished world. Similarly, Spain's El Castillo cave features red discs and stenciled handprints dating back more than 40,000 years. These images, primitive yet powerful, echo across millennia, reminding us that the impulse to create and communicate has been central to human nature since the very beginning. Taken together, these discoveries weave a rich tapestry of prehistoric life, revealing that early humans were not just survivors but thinkers, dreamers, and visionaries. The intricate hunting scenes, symbolic handprints, and dynamic portrayals of animals serve as timeless testaments to the resilience, creativity, and interconnectedness of our ancestors. As researchers continue to uncover new sites and decipher their meanings, the story of human history grows ever more intricate and fascinating. These ancient works are not mere relics of a silent past, they are enduring voices, speaking across the ages. Each painting, engraving, and artifact offers a powerful connection to a world where art was essential, not ornamental, an enduring expression of thought, identity, and shared humanity. Understanding that the urge to make sense of the world through symbolism and creativity is as old as humanity itself, these ancient works of art reveal that art is not a modern luxury, but a fundamental aspect of what it means to be human. It transcends time and geography, binding us to a shared heritage that stretches far beyond recorded history. The cave walls, the engraved stones, the ancient pigments, they are not merely archaeological data points, they are messages, stories, and reflections from the dawn of human consciousness, offering an eternal link between us and those who came before. As long as we continue to explore, preserve, and interpret them, these creations will remain powerful beacons of humanity's enduring spirit. These ancient works continue to shape and reshape our understanding of the people who made them, offering insight not only into their survival strategies and daily routines but also into their inner worlds, their hopes, fears, beliefs, and dreams. Each new cave discovery is a poignant reminder that the human drive to create and communicate spans continents, species, and epochs. It's as if prehistoric artists left behind a visual dialogue for future generations, a conversation etched into stone and pigment across millennia. Whether it's a scene of hunters chasing game in an Indonesian cave or a lone handprint high on a cliff face in Argentina, each image is a declaration: we were here. We thought. We felt. We believed. In this way, prehistoric art allows us to trace the emergence of the symbolic mind, the shift from mere instinct to intentional meaning-making. These early artists were not simply decorating their surroundings. They were mapping out a world rich in meaning, where animals held spiritual power, where rituals connected communities, and where the mysteries of life and death were explored through visual storytelling. The development of such symbolic behavior marks a pivotal moment in human evolution. This is not merely about art for art's sake. The act of creating images, of deliberately representing the unseen or imagined, reflects a major leap in cognitive ability. It suggests the existence of language, abstract thinking, and complex social structures. When early humans chose to depict a bison, not just as it looked, but as it moved or behaved, they were participating in a deeply human act, shaping perception into shared cultural experience. These expressions also reveal a fascinating intersection between the practical and the spiritual. In many cases, the locations of the art, deep within dark caves and far from natural light, suggest that the act of creation itself was ritualistic, perhaps even sacred. Crawling deep into the earth to paint a deer or a shamanic figure may have been a rite of passage, a way to commune with spirits, ancestors, or forces beyond the visible world. Dimensions of spiritual and symbolic thought are evident in the recurring motifs found across continents: animals drawn with exaggerated features, handprints arranged in patterns, and symbols repeated across cave walls. These are not random doodles but intentional, deliberate choices that suggest the existence of shared beliefs or mythologies that helped bind early communities together. The spiritual importance of animals, in particular, is reflected in the sheer number of cave paintings focused on megafauna such as bison, mammoths, lions, and horses, creatures that dominated the Pleistocene landscape. These animals were not only vital to human survival as sources of food but were also revered and likely central to the mythological and symbolic lives of prehistoric people, possibly representing concepts like fertility, strength, danger, or transformation. Many anthropologists theorize that cave paintings served a form of hunting magic, ritualistic attempts to ensure a successful hunt by first capturing the spirit of the animal through art. This theory finds support in comparisons to shamanistic cultures that persisted into more recent historical periods, where rituals often involved drawings, chants, and dances designed to mimic or invoke the behavior and essence of animals. In such traditions, the line between artist and spiritual leader blurs. The artist is not merely an observer but an active participant in shaping unseen realities. This may also explain the presence of half-human, half-animal figures, known as therianthropes, in prehistoric cave art. These mysterious beings straddle the boundary between the physical and metaphysical, possibly representing shamans in a trance state, deities, or mythological entities from oral traditions that have long since faded from collective memory. The appearance of such figures in cave art across Europe, Africa, and beyond points to a widespread spiritual worldview in which humans and animals were not just ecologically linked, but cosmologically connected. This sense of unity between species and realms suggests that early art was both a reflection of belief and a tool of ritual, used to interact with forces far greater than oneself. Spirals, zigzags, and other abstract shapes add yet another layer to the enduring mystery of prehistoric art. Some researchers suggest that these markings may represent early forms of writing or counting, possibly linked to lunar cycles, seasonal changes, or ritual calendars. What we see etched into the walls of ancient caves, then, is not merely primitive drawing, but the visible birth of human consciousness. These abstract patterns, though deceptively simple, signify a profound cognitive shift, a transition from reactive survival to reflective understanding. In creating these forms, early humans were not just observing their world, they were categorizing it, assigning it meaning, and perhaps beginning to develop a symbolic language. This ability to represent abstract concepts, to communicate ideas across time and space through visual symbols, marks one of the earliest expressions of higher-order thinking. It indicates that, long before written language, humans were constructing frameworks to make sense of their existence, through rhythms, cycles, rituals, and unseen spiritual forces they believed governed their lives. As we decode these symbols, we uncover a layered, multifaceted worldview. Certain motifs, such as concentric circles, human-animal hybrids, and repeated hand stencils, appear across multiple continents and disparate cultures. This recurring imagery suggests that even in isolation, early humans were converging on similar ways of expressing shared fears, hopes, and needs. It points to a universal human experience, a timeless quest to understand and shape the meaning of life. Perhaps most remarkable is how deeply integrated this art was into the social and emotional fabric of early human life. Caves were not mere galleries, they were sacred spaces. Many required long, dangerous treks into pitch-black chambers, lit only by flickering firelight. The effort it took to reach these inner sanctums speaks volumes about the significance of the act itself. Creating art in these spaces may have served as a rite of passage, a communal ritual, or an offering to gods or ancestral spirits. It may have also preserved memory, a prehistoric form of history keeping, where key events, mythologies, or communal stories were encoded in stone for future generations. Ultimately, these cave paintings, petroglyphs, and symbolic carvings are echoes of our species' earliest attempts to find meaning in the vastness of existence. They challenge the idea that intelligence, creativity, and spirituality are modern traits, reminding us instead that these qualities have been with us since the very beginning.